Hey everyone, this is Christy Millard from Beautiful Blowout, and I am super excited to bring you this video today. Apparently all the stars have aligned in my life and I can finally make this video I've been wanting to make for years. I'm going to do a little tutorial on how to big barrel curl your hair. So feel free to pause and try this at home, and I'm hoping it's a tool you can use for a long time. Firstly, I will go over, don't think firstly is a word, but first of all, I will go over the products and tools that I'm going to be using. First product is the Chi Silk Infusion. I know I talk about this product a lot, but it's awesome. I'm going to use it today as my heat protectant and my defrizz. And then when we are done, I'm just going to finish with a little Kenra 25 volume, Kenra number 25 hairspray. Alright. My curling iron is Hot Tools 1 1/4 inch, big barrel curling iron, spring, because the Marcel is only if you want to burn your fingers off, and then just a comb. So, as you can see, my hair is oh so lovely. I washed it this morning and let it dry naturally. And when I let my hair dry natural, you see this loveliness that ensues. I mean, it's fabulous. Looks like I stuck my finger in a light socket. So I have some parts that are super curly, new growth from having a baby. And then some parts that are just kind of wavy, frizzy on top. It does, let me preface this by saying it does need to be cut insanely badly, and it needs color as well. But that's okay. Technique's the same. It is a little bit damp still, so I will finish blow drying it a second because you definitely want it to be bone dry before you start to curl it. Before I blow dry it though, I am going to put in a little of the Chi Silk Infusion. I put like maybe, can you see that? It's running now, but it was maybe like the size of a nickel. Again, I have longer, thicker hair, so adjust how much product you use based upon your hair type. Put it all over my hands and then just start mids to ends. So grab it all kind of in the back, run it through the ends, and then just kind of start to finger through the hair. Staying away. Notice that I did not put the product on my hair and go, which people love to do because they see this and they think that's right where the product goes. So I am coming back up to the top, but only after I remove most of the product from my hands on the mids to ends. And then I'm just going to use the blow dryer, finish getting it all the way dry. Alright, that feels dry. Now, most people, I've actually had a few clients lately tell me that they are trying to get their hair super straight and then curl it. However, that's adding in an extra step. You really don't need to do that. The curling iron will straighten and curl at the same time. So I have found that bigger is better when you're trying to blow dry it at the beginning, because you want some volume. You don't want it super flat. So when I blow dry crazy, like you just saw me do. Just use my fingers and kind of just get it dry, but don't worry about any volume you're putting into it. In fact, try to get some volume in it and just get it big. Alright. Oh my goodies. Sorry, this is my other super important tool we're going to use. It's just a clip. I actually don't love this particular clip, but any clip will do. You can find them at a Sally's Beauty Supply store. So just find a good gripping clip. All right, the first thing that we're going to do is, excuse me, I'm going to kind of come up kind of by my temple area over my ears, and then if you were to shoot this straight back, this back section back here would be too thick because you don't have hair here by your ears, but you do have it all the way back around the back of your head. So again, come up by the temple like this, and then just slide your hands, slide your fingers down in the back. So once you've done that, you keep your finger, I'll do it one more time, keep your finger attached to your scalp the whole time. I can't see my angle very well, sorry. And then go down kind of in the back. So you're creating that bottom section that is roughly even all the way around. Then once you've done that, take this top part, twist, and clip up out of the way somehow. Okay, so you're left with this bottom section right here. So then what you're going to want to do is go through this bottom section and just take 1-inch chunks of hair. I'll grab my first piece right here. For me, it goes to behind your ear. It depends on how thick your hair is as to where that section's gonna lie. But then I take my comb through it. You can see my hair is super frizzy and crazy. Take your big barrel. Now, most people want to run the curling iron down to the ends of their hair and roll it up. But all that does is puts the curl in the end of the hair, which tends to fall out then, and so you really want the curl in the mid shaft of the hair. So you're going to take the curling iron, put it in at the root actually, and then, sorry, apparently the video shut me off because I did not have enough storage. So I did not realize that until obviously I had done a lot more on my hair. So basically on the bottom section, what we did, what I was talking about, is that a lot of people want to take a section like this, comb it through, then they want to run the curling iron all the way down to the end of the hair and roll up. The problem is that puts the curl into the mid shaft of the hair, or I'm sorry, it puts it into the ends of the hair, and you want the curl in the mid shaft of the hair. So instead what we do is we take it and we put it into the root, run it down, twist, turn. So you can see the last thing to go in is the ends of the hair. Then once it is all wound in, you hold it there for a minute, let it out, take your finger and twist in the same direction you just curled it, and it sets that curl. With this hairstyle, we go more curly, and then at the end we kind of finger through it to loosen it up. So don't worry if it's looking like really curly right now, that's what you want. So we're just working our way around the back of the head. I had already finished that bottom section. When it comes to the back of the head, you can just feel for the hair that is frizzy and crazy, or if your hair's not frizzy and crazy, you can just feel for the hair that's straight. It's pretty easy to keep the sections separated just based upon the feel of the hair. Again, just twist with your finger, set the curl. Once I'm about halfway through this side, I actually like to switch over to the other side rather than continuing around the back. So I kind of put those away and then come over to this side. Now what I was saying about these sections up by your face, you want to curl these away from the face. So what that looks like here is, rather than putting the curling iron in like this and rolling it towards the face, which gives you a very dated look, you're going to put the curling iron in upside down. This is for the right hand side of the hair. And then you're going to curl away from the face. Again, twist and turn, twist and turn. Last thing to go in are the roots. But you want that curl to be, see how it's pulling out away from the face. Once it's curled, take it through, set it with your fingers, and leave it there. Then you can tell, here's our curl. Next to it is this chunk of uncurled hair, and as you lift it, you can kind of see where the difference is between the two. Grab your next chunk, which is about 1 inch thick, comb through it. Once you're away from this front section around by your head, which again we curl away from the face, it really does not matter which way you curl. I suggest kind of putting some of both away towards, just rotate it so that they don't all lay the exact same way. This one I am going to curl away again, so again just put it in by the roots, twist, turn. And when it comes out again, just set it with your finger. This style really for me depends on how much time I have. If I don't have very much time, I take bigger sections and leave them in the curling iron a little bit longer. If I have some time, I take smaller sections and detail it out a little bit more. So now I'm getting to the back where obviously I can't see, but I can feel. And I can just kind of feel it with my fingers, and I feel that there's like a big section here, which is going to be too big to curl. So I just take my finger, slice it in half, comb through, and then I really just curl it off the side of my head like this. Some straight pieces in there. Okay, so I'm feeling in the back, and really I can just kind of feel there's like one last chunk that has not been curled. So I comb it, and this one, since it's all the way in the back, I'm actually just going to bring the curling iron to the back, bring it straight up a little bit, twist, turn, and kind of do this over the top of my head. All right, the main thing with the back is that you can just kind of feel where it is. And the main thing is that you check with a mirror, because a lot of times people think, oh, I don't see the back, therefore nobody else sees the back. But as you can see, perfect example right here. I just pulled this other side around my head, and I'm looking, and I can see, oh, here, right there, straight piece that I missed. Okay, so you just take that one and curl it up. When you check in the mirror, just do a quick glance in the mirror. Oop, grabbed in that top piece. Just do a quick glance in the mirror with a handheld mirror and make sure that you got all the pieces. It's a little bit easier when your hair is longer like mine is, because you can kind of flop it all over one side and check for any straight pieces. If your hair is shorter, you might want to take the mirror and actually look in the back. So I'm just kind of taking mine off to the side. It all looks curled for now. Okay, back up to the top. We are going to divide this last one into two separate sections. Now, depending on where you take your part, some people part on the side. I parted mine on the side for a long time and got sick of it, so I've switched my part back to the middle. So I'm just going to take out one last chunk from the top. As you can see, it's like, I don't know, 2-inch wide section on the top of the hair. Clip that off. I know this looks really lovely, huh? Maybe we should make this a hairstyle. I quit because I ran out of time hairstyle. Okay, so this front section off to the side, this is our piece around the face, which we, as we have said before, curl away from the face. A little bit trickier on the left-hand side than the right-hand side. Right hand, we can go underneath and simply curl away. Left-hand side, we have to come over the top of the head. Again, curl away. Bring that tail around. Pinch, turn. And just hold it there for a minute. So we're curling away from the face, but you see I have to bring the curling iron up over around my head to get that same effect. And then once it comes out, twist. Now I have a few little flyaways right here that like to drive me crazy. So those ones I'm just going to come pop in with the curling iron. Put a little dent in them there, I guess, a little curve. Okay, working my way back around the head. Grab another chunk of hair. This one could probably be divided into two, but I am running on borrowed time with my baby. So we're going to go for one. Twist, turn. And by running on borrowed time, I mean that she's screaming in her crib while I'm doing this video. So, I'm sure she's really happy about this right now. Okay, twist, turn all the way around. Get those hairs laying where you want them to. Now this back top section, it's a little bit thicker. So we're just gonna grab another 1-inch chunk. Again, we're in the back, so I'm gonna take it up over the top of the head and kind of curl off Keep the ends off to the side and wind them in the last. But I'm holding the curling iron up over the top of my head. And by screaming, in case you're worried about my baby, I mean she's singing to herself in her crib. There were no babies harmed in the production of this video. Okay, move that over. Again, we have a couple more chunks in the back we're going to take. The great part about this hairstyle, compared to flat ironing, when I flat iron my hair, I feel like every little bend has to be straightened or it looks like I did a bad job flat ironing it. And it takes a really long time. I have to go over each strand multiple times. So you're causing more heat damage and you're also taking more time to go over each strand, each section multiple times to get all of the kinks out of it. So the thing I love about the Big Barrel Curl is I feel like it's soft, it looks natural, and it's much more forgiving as far as not getting every piece perfect, not getting those ends perfectly under where you need them. Now on this little guy, this will happen sometimes, this little end just popped out. It was in and then it popped out. So I'm just going to let it go and then grab that end and just curl it under real fast. Because every once in a while that end will not want to stay in there and it'll pop out and do its own thing. Okay, now we're working our way around the front here. Another complaint I get a lot is, oh, when I use the curling iron, I get that really bad line in the top of my hair. Like you put the curling iron in and bam, line. What you want to do is you don't want to slam shut the curling iron at the root of your hair or it will create that really stark line in your hair. So what I do is, let me show you on this next piece. Again, we're to the front, so we are going to curl away from the face. Okay. So in here, I'm not going to come in and just slam that curling iron down on there. I'm going to lightly close it, so it's not fully closed until about there, okay? And then turn away from the hair. So I'm holding it slightly open with my finger. So it's not clamping all the way down and creating that line right at the root. So slowly close it so that when it's a couple inches out, that's when it's actually fully shut down on the hair. Okay, do you see how that one's curling away? So we just have this last section left, which I'm just going to go straight down the middle. You can part straight down the middle, you can leave it off to the side and do all of this over here. You can do a little zigzag part, whatever suits your fancy for that day. Okay, grab this. See, I did a little zigzag kind of with my pick. Oh, you see my awful grow out in this picture. Okay, again, come over the top of the head, pull around. Notice I'm curling away from the face, but on the left-hand side to do that, you got to come up over the top of the head. Hold for a second, and just finger that to where it needs to go. Ooh, look at this. You see that? Baby fell asleep. Booyah. Okay, and at the root, turn, twist and turn. Need to open my window, it's getting hot in here. Okay, undo, take your finger, twist, turn. Getting some crazy curl in there, which we will relax out in a little bit. And come over to the other side. You're almost done, a couple curls left. Okay. And if you do get a little line that that's driving you nuts, because maybe it's right on your part line, you can just pull out your flat iron and just kind of tap at it and it will go right away. Okay, last section right here, up by the front, again curling away from the face. Keep your comb in. It's where we get all Farrah Fawcett-y on this hairstyle. Okay, so it is all curled at this point. What we want to do is what I talked about earlier. We want to look at the back and make sure that it's not crazy. So I'm going to actually use you as my mirror. And as you can tell, I just am having a hard time with the lighting in here. We're going to pull it over to the side because I cannot tell with the lighting. Let me put it down a minute. I am going to just pull mine off to the side. Normally I would use a handheld mirror and look at the back, but I can't do that and show you guys. So this was curled, but it's relaxed out quite a bit, so I'm just going to put one more curl in that one. Kind of curl it up again real fast. If you really are like wanting to go out for the night and we're really wanting this hairstyle to hold rather than a just run around town loose wave kind of a look, I highly suggest spraying each layer prior to grabbing a chunk and combing through it. So spray the layer, then take your sections and comb through it, and the comb will help kind of pull out the stickiness of the spray, but it will still hold quite a bit. But as you can see, I don't usually do that when it's just my everyday hair. Okay, so that's looking pretty good for now. Sorry, I'm gonna turn this a little bit. Now, what we're gonna do is go back to our Chi Silk Infusion, and we're gonna put a little dot, tiny little dot, maybe the size of a pea on our hands. Rub together again. And do the same thing we did at the very beginning. We're going to grab it all, almost like you're putting it in a ponytail, and just kind of lightly pull. I'm not pulling hugely. I'm just like lightly touching my hair and working my hands through it. Once you have most of the product out, you can go up by your face and grab some of those little flyaways. If you want more tips on how to beat the flyaways, you can watch my anti-frizz video. We talk over some of that in there. Okay, so as you can see then at this point, much better than what we started with, right? And it has like a loose wave to it. It has some movement to it. It's cut out all of the frizz, and it just has like a nice styled appearance. The last thing we're gonna do, excuse me, is put a low spray. So I like to just hold here up by my face. Okay, notice where I'm holding the spray, the hairspray. I am not holding it here, you know, and putting a giant, you know, spot on my hair. I'm holding about a foot away and just a light spray down where I'm wanting that to stay. These front pieces up on my face, I like them to stay away from my face, so I just put a little spray to spray them away from my face. Okay, then in the back and on the sides, I just kind of lift and spray. The thing that I love about this Kenra 25 is it holds, but it does not freeze your hair in place. It's not, like you can see, I can still touch my hair, it still moves, it's not helmet hair, but it definitely holds. It helps cut the frizz when you leave the house, and it helps hold all that curl into place. So, that is the finished product. Let me know if you have any, I'm just going to keep playing with it. Let me know if you have any questions or anything else that you want to see. And as always, happy styling. Thanks for tuning in.